NorthWest Digital News. I'm Kevin Hunter with Chris Bornstedt in studio, and we have all kinds of great stuff to share with you today. But first of all, we have some business to take care of. We will always have giveaways. In fact, coming up in the not distant future, you will see a little wheel we'll have spinning behind us here with prizes to give away to those of you tuning into our show. But we have an announcement here today. We have 3 winners who were contributors to adding new members to the group in a contest that we started yesterday. And number 1 on the list, drum roll, Chris. You don't have a drum. All right. So number 1 goes to Linda Hakkinen Peterson. Thank you, Linda. You get 4 tickets to the Monster Mash at the Monticello Hotel coming up on October.
4 tickets.
4 tickets.
She could probably scalp those things for $50 a piece right about now, right?
yeah. Well, not yet. Not until that gets closer to the event, because people can buy the tickets for $20 each. So, Linda, you just won yourself $80 worth of tickets to the Monster Mash coming up on October 28th. So, thanks for your membership in the group, and thanks for your commitment to NorthWest Digital News. Number 2 on the list,
Dana Mackey.
Dana Mackey is number 2. Thank you, Dana. Dana is the winner of 3 tickets. So
3 tickets.
Bring yourself a significant other and a friend. Buy an extra ticket if you'd like to have a friend and a spouse come. And then in 3rd place was none other than somebody who's won a fair amount of prizes on this show.
Incredible that this lady keeps winning, but
she just keeps winning.
Yeah.
Christy Poe, thanks for joining us here on NorthWest Digital News. And thanks for your contribution of your friends to this site. We hope to make this a great, winning, positive experience for everybody who's on the site. So let's share.
Something else, though, here, that you might not have thought of, but these folks actually have another opportunity to win, and that's the night of the Monster Mash. They're having a costume party, so if they come dressed up in a really cool costume,
that is correct.
Another opportunity to
That is correct. There are cash prizes for costumes there at the Monster Mash at the Monticello. So use your tickets to come to the Monster Mash, and then come in a fabulous contest and potentially win cash there that night as well. So going to be great food, and Design Band that was at the Roaring Twenties party is back.
Yes, that's a great band.
that is so freaking cool, man.
Food, did you guys figure out who's going to be doing that? Is that still Junior's Tacos, or has that changed?
They have the Monticello has since got their caterer's license and their liquor license, so they are both actually in play.
Okay.
And so I'll have some more conversation with them, and we'll make an official announcement on that here shortly. But they do have both a caterer's license and a liquor license now.
A lot of people have been asking, so I'm glad
that both came into play. And for those of you that haven't had a chance to see the hotel recently, you got to come see what they've done to the restaurant and that whole kitchen area. It is absolutely mind-blowing what's going on there right now.
The floor looks great, and it's going to be a nice kitchen. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, so let's get to what people can expect to find on our show here at NorthWest Digital News. So we posted here on the site some things that we're going to do to include you, our public, and give you an opportunity to use video either for your business or your personal interest. So number 1, what's on the list, Chris?
5 minutes of fame, Kevin.
5 minutes of fame.
5 minutes of fame.
So you can use up to 5 minutes if you want. You can come here in studio. This all behind us, by the way, this is going to be all green screen. That's coming here. It's actually already in-house, but it'll be completely green screen, and it will allow you to put any picture, any scene you want in the background of your broadcast. So you'll be able to join us here in studio or do it solo on your own, but using our cameras and our sound equipment here, and you'll be able to produce a video of your own to use for yourself, and it will go on our YouTube channel and be shared on NorthWest Digital News. Of course, that's provided the message is appropriate for it.
Right, and they have to send a script of 750 words or less into us pre-broadcast.
Yeah, shoot the script in. If you write a script for something that's about 5 minutes, is 750 words. For those of you that speak faster, you'll be able to get a few more in that time frame. For those of you that speak slower, you might have less than 750 words. But start with that and write something up that's either about your business or an event you'd like to promote, and shoot it into us. And you can contact Stephanie at 360-545-3501, and we'll put that in the description of the video down below, and as well as the notes on so you can contact Stephanie and schedule your opportunity to come in studio and get that recorded. That will be our compliments to you and to your business. So go ahead and join us for that. So besides 5 minutes of fame, what else do we have, Chris?
Well, it looks like we have random rants.
Random rants.
Random rants. So if something is bothering you, or something that you just feel like you need to have a few minutes to just throw out there. Vent.
Yeah.
Give us contact us, email us, call Stephanie, and we will schedule a time for you to come in, and we will record your rant.
Share your rant. I mean, talking about some of the things people are a little upset about. What about like something like Longview drinking water?
Yeah. I mean, we could probably fill up like months of comments on that one, but
so Longview drinking water. Come and talk about that.
Or the corn maze story that you may have seen on our website about the parents leaving their child in the corn maze and then not remembering about it until the next day.
Yeah,
that's something that some parents might want to rant about.
So those show titles will all start with random rant by and your name and or your business if you want your business included in it. But however you want it titled, but it will start with random rant. So for people who aren't interested in listening to somebody's random rant on something, well, you can just skip over the random rant segments. So that way we'll have each of these titled in a fashion that will make sense for you, and you can either choose to listen or not based on your personal preferences. So what else we got? We have other shows as well we're doing.
Infomercials. My favorite. Love those at 2 o'clock in the morning. But infomercials, you can educate, inform, or entertain in any of the following categories. How to, did you know, need to know. Tips includes appropriate props, tools, scripts, again, 750 words or less.
Yeah, so these we could even come do in your place of business if that's more convenient for you, or in your home, where you'd like to have those done. Those can be done there. But of course, you can come do them here in our studio on green screen, and we can add in anything in the background that you'd like the audience to see that you're talking about, so we can put that up there for you. But these would be more educational, informational, entertaining kinds of things that you want to share with people on our site, Northwest Digital News. By the way, this site is also available on YouTube, and that's where a lot of this video will go, and then it'll be shared to the group and to the page. So that's where these will be showing up. Now, we have some really fun things that educational opportunities and opportunities here for Cowlitz County and everybody in the Northwest Media News or Digital News audience, because we have some major contributors from around the country who have already in the last couple of days agreed to come and join us, and each of them will do a show twice a month with us. So they're going to be sending in video to us that we will include in segments. And number one, we'll start with Jeffrey O'Brien. Jeffrey O'Brien is out of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. He is on the super attorney list. What's a super attorney, Chris?
What's a super attorney, Kevin?
A super attorney are these extraordinary attorneys who not only have a really high success rate with their cases, but they're people who have established themselves in terms of their length of time in law, in the types of clients and the number of clients they have. Pretty much anybody in the Midwest who's in business has heard about Jeff O'Brien. He works with clients pretty much everywhere, but he's going to do a legal minute twice a month here on the show with us, and he's expected to be calling me sometime soon.
Aha.
So I just had to make sure that my phone is up on my desk, because he may be texting in and calling in soon, and we're going to have a conversation with him, but that's going to get rolling here shortly. Go ahead.
Just because we are a news organization, I would like to break in with a little bit of breaking news.
Breaking news, go ahead.
I don't have the whole story on it. I just have a headline and haven't had time to research it. But apparently there's been a historic change in the Boy Scouts of America. They're going to allow girls into some of the programs. So
really?
This is if you are a Boy Scout supporter, you may want to go ahead and Google that one.
Google that one. The Boy Scouts are now allowing Girl Scouts.
So we're going to have Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, and kind of like, I guess, a co-ed thing on some of those things. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Well, you know, I did things in the military that included the Boy Scouts, and of course our military units were male and female, and that worked fine. So anyway, so Jeffrey O'Brien will be joining us doing a Legal Minute twice a month. If you have questions that pertain to your business, legal questions or things like that, you can actually send those in, and we'll pose those questions to Jeff and allow Jeff to answer those on a upcoming segment. So make sure you do that. Also joining us will be David and Tracy Ford. I'm actually really, really excited to have these two join us. I'll tell you what, I have a long history with David Ford in particular. I've known both of them about the same amount of time, but Dave Ford is one of the top profit producing coaches with Action Coach Global, and just an amazing guy. And Tracy is an amazing coach as well in her own right. They both come to us from Action Coach Global, and they are going to teach the business mindset, and they'll be jumping on with us twice a month with segments as well. So totally looking forward to David and Tracy Ford, and thank you guys for making the commitment to join us here on NorthWest Digital News.
I have to meeting them.
Yeah. And we hope to have them out here in this area doing live shows with us too sometime in the near future. So that'd be really fun. Another person, this gal, Janelle Shermers, great inspiration to everybody who knows her. She is from the organization Beachbody Live. For people who have seen that show around the U.S., one of the biggest, if not the largest groups in the fitness sectors, and they teach everything from aerobics to really hardcore fitness classes to weight training to all that kind of good stuff. Janelle is more into the aerobic and the personal type fitness stuff, doing against your own body weight. They do use some weights and stuff like that. But Janelle Shermers from Beachbody Live is going to share twice a month some fitness tips and probably some footage from some of her classes. So if you're interested in doing some of this stuff at home, Janelle's going to help you do exactly that. So how cool is that?
I like beach bodies.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right. Jody Summers, nutrition coach out of Northern California, is joining us twice a month, going to talk about health and nutrition. And Jody has a really long background in both the health and nutrition sectors, and incredible mind. Jody, thank you for making the commitment to join us here on NorthWest Digital News. You will be a huge contribution to our show, and what you have to share in the segments of health and nutrition will be vital to our viewing audiences. We encourage you who are watching our show today, if you have questions for Jody or Janelle or any of them, we'll list each of them in the description boxes here below the show. Make sure you pose your questions on this segment, and we'll make sure that they get forwarded on to each of these people. Next joining us is a gentleman who has made a lifelong commitment to both law enforcement and personal safety and personal fitness. His name is Darren Fredrickson. Darren is going to join us out of Arizona, again, twice a month. Darren is an absolutely amazing guy. And, well, you saw his picture this morning. What do you think?
It's just huge, man. Like, incredible Hulk huge.
Incredible Hulk huge, yes. And
it's going to be an interesting segment. He's going to teach us how to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, and he's also a prolific arms and gun safety instructor as well. So
good.
Share a bunch of that kind of stuff. Just a mastermind on all kinds of different levels. Does a lot of maybe I shouldn't even say this, does a lot of undercover stuff with law enforcement agencies.
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything.
No,
Yeah.
Nothing.
So,
I know nothing.
Darren, we didn't blow your cover. Everybody already knows it. Who knows you? All right. Well, the bad guys don't always know this.
Oh, no.
And they end up getting on the wrong side of Mr. Fredrickson, and that's not such a good thing for them.
If you see this guy, you don't want to be on the wrong
You don't want to be on the wrong side of Darren Fredrickson.
Sure.
Thank you, Darren, for joining us here on NorthWest Digital News. What an amazing contribution you will make to this show. Next up is John Mackey. You thought this list was over, didn't you?
No, you know.
Yeah, no, okay.
This is awesome. We have this. All these people are interested in educating the people here in Cowlitz County, and are going to take time out of their schedules to talk to us.
And these are people, as you're hearing, they're from all around the country. This is like so cool that these people are willing to do this. The next guy on the list is John Mackey from Master Credit Solutions. He is a FICO certified professional. If you've got questions on how to build, restore, or or even people, let's say somebody's got 700 credit and wants to know how to get to an 800 or 840 or whatever, so you never have a credit problem again in your life. John Mackey's the guy who has the answer. Knows entirely how FICO scores all of their processes, will give us advice on how to use credit cards properly. A lot of people don't know how to use a credit card. They think that if they pay their card off every single month and pay it on time, it's building credit for them. Not true.
No, there's all kinds
Not true. There's things you don't know about your credit card that are actually hurting your credit, even though you're using it regularly, paying it regular, and you're being a good boy or girl, whatever. Yeah. You're being a good person. You're being responsible with your credit, or so you think. You don't know the FICO rules, and John Mackey will teach that to us.
He'll be able to, for our viewers that are thinking about buying a house.
Yeah.
He will absolutely be able to explain to them how to. I don't know if manipulate their credit is the right word, but how to.
That's a fair statement to make. I mean, there's some amount of massaging that you do working on it, but there's a whole bunch of very solid fundamental tools that you can start doing today that John will help share with us. And I'll tell you what, people that have followed some of this advice that both John and I have worked on over the last few years, most people see anywhere from 100 to 150 points of improvement in 12 to 18 months. That is freaking amazing and can change people's financial outlook. I mean, that it can have impacts on your job, everything else. So this will benefit both personal and professional credit. And John Mackey again. Thanks, John, for joining us here on NorthWest Digital News. So we also have, I don't have names in this segment, but one of the really cool emerging entrepreneurial categories here in America, and has been actually for a number of years, but you're seeing more and more of it here in the last 5-10 years in particular, are home-based businesses. So whether somebody is working with a company where you're representing their products, or you started something on your own, you're building something yourself, selling it on Etsy, doing whatever, but home-based business. I'll tell you what, Chris, this isn't a slam per se on colleges and universities, but this is a very constructive observation of what is true about our colleges and universities, and even true about our high schools. We are churning out a majority of graduates that have employee mentality, meaning they're going out somewhere to apply for a job. They aren't ever thinking about working for themselves. So universities are churning out employee mentality, and they're churning out what I called self-employed employees of themselves. They're people that go, I'm going to start a business, but they never become more than just themselves, and they're just an employee of themselves.
And the thing about that, Kevin, is that these people can start their businesses in their home and could be really successful, and guess what? They're going to need to hire more people to help.
That is exactly right.
Creators, and that's what we need more of coming out of schools and universities, and we just aren't.
Think about this, you guys. We have all this conversation, this community about creating family wage jobs, and I don't disagree with that. But let me tell you this. Did you know, Chris, that this is just the average, but did you know that the average entrepreneur who has their own business compared to the average household income of somebody who works as an employee, you know what the difference is on average in the United States in standard living and in their household income? Do you know what the difference is?
No.
It is 10 times. The average entrepreneur earns 10 times more than that of the average employee in the United States. If you are thinking about business, I'll tell you what, I'm just actually waiting for responses because I have sent out requests now to several people that are millionaires in the segment of home-based business and will come and join us. So I don't want to officially announce their names yet because I'm waiting for their personal commitments, but I've got thumbs up back from several of them already. Said, just let me make sure that I can work this out into my schedule. Thanks for the invite. So I'm waiting for those confirmations, but they are top wage earners with a number of different organizations from around the United States and people who have home-based businesses who make stuff for themselves and have created a living for themselves, either with online business or whatever. So a lot of really cool stuff, but we are going to help those of you that are thinking about starting a business yourself, how to navigate those waters, because as you said, Chris, people can pave their own way, and if their business gets going and rolling, look at Junior's Tacos.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Junior's Tacos. He decided to make tacos in this community, and how many people work for him now?
A lot. A lot of his family works for him, and that's just, I love family-based businesses.
A lot of people got jobs because one guy thought to start something.
Yeah, and just because, and one of the biggest things in the comments that we see online in our communities is, like, when somebody opens a new restaurant, the first thing they say is, I hope it's not another taco place, or or something like that.
Yeah, I hope it's not this, or I hope it's not that.
He has opened up his place with all these other places in town, and he's just blowing them away. Mm-hmm. He needs a bigger building.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have, isn't it?
He needs more seating, and I think that he's going to be making some changes over there that are going to be positive to do that, and that's exciting as well.
Well, we have several businesses in this community that since 3 years ago, when I came back to this community, began visiting with a number of folks that I thought would be open-minded to looking at expanding their business opportunities in a online fashion, and I'm really excited to say how impactful and positive that's been for a lot of people, and we're going to share that. So, good stuff. Also, this isn't necessarily a community calendar broadcast that we're doing here today, but on Thursday morning, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, is going to be the Longview Downtowners. There will be plenty of these meetings every month. We're actually already talking about potentially doing a meeting twice a month. One would be an evening meeting, and the other staying in the morning slot is in currently, but the topic of the conversation coming up on Thursday morning.
You're saying the same meeting in the evening and the morning, so that way the people in the morning.
One in the evening meeting and a morning meeting twice a month, and we'll do different subjects there.
Okay, all right.
Different subjects.
Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
With all of these great people joining us here on our news site, I'll tell you what, we are going to video conference some of these brilliant minds from around the country into our morning shows and our evening shows. And
excellent.
How freaking cool is that going to be? I'll tell you what, joining the Longview Downtowners is easy and it's free. You come join us and become a part of the group. Actually, when I said this free, I think the membership is $25 or something like that for a year.
For what?
The membership to Longview Downtowners is $25 a year, whatever. Come and join us.
Yeah.
I'm the president. I get to invite you.
Yeah, $25 a year, that's a pretty good investment if you learn even just a little bit.
That's right. And
yes, to them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's what they do. So,
hey, some ideas.
One of them that is coming to join us. In fact, I got a chance to talk to her a couple of weeks ago and kind of sensed that all of this change here was coming. And I got a chance to visit with her a couple of weeks ago. And her first question to me was, Kevin, when can I be on your show? Yeah. So, friggin' love that. But she's in the UK. And there's a really good chance that she will be part of our Longview Downtowners things that we do on live stream. So you get to hear straight out of the UK, somebody who's an angel investor there and a very significant player in the home-based business sector as well. So cool stuff. We got anything else you want to share today?
I would like you to hand me one of those items from over there.
One of these items over here. All right.
And I would like you to pick just one.
Do we want to give them all away?
You want to give them away as a set?
Let's give them away as a set. Okay. How about if we do it based on likes on the NorthWest Digital News page?
Not the group, the page.
Yeah, group is members. The page is likes. So how about if we do it based on likes? Go to the page. Go to the page and like it, and get your friends to like it as well. And the winner will win all these jugs of. We're going to do this as a set. These are called.
You know how to track that.
Kraken cocktail sauce. Yeah, absolutely you do.
I love anything named Kraken. The Kraken.
Kraken cocktail sauce, Sasquatch sauce, barbecue sauce, and you know something about the maker of these, don't you?
They're local-ish.
They're local.
Local-ish.
Local-ish. Hey, let me see. What's that one?
This is the Sasquatch hot sauce.
This is the Sasquatch hot sauce.
Which we could always send that home with me and just make a 2-set. No, I'm just kidding.
You could tell Chris likes this stuff.
I actually I want the cocktail sauce. I'm going to definitely have to try a bottle of this, and we'll, maybe later on we'll contact these guys and see if we can get some more to try to give away.
And I'll tell you what, the Wheel of Fortune, which will have all the prizes on it, is going to have around 50 slots on that. That's what we're working on right now, is fitting 50 slots on that. And so if you're a business in our community and somebody who would like to, of course, people aren't going to win what you have to give away every single day because they'll have multiple things that they can win on there. But all you have to do is tell us how many of these you'd like to put in. And we're going to create a little paper pie slice that goes on the wheel. And when it gets spun, whoever won the prize for that particular day is going to get a chance to win whatever comes up on the wheel. So
I'm wondering if we should modify this a little bit to add to most likes to the group and the page.
Most likes to the group.
Or should we just keep it to the page?
To the page.
Just to the page.
Send your friends over to the page, and when they like it, we can actually, it's actually relatively easy to track in analytics. So go to the page and like it. Send your friends to the page and like it. And that's the contest, and we are going to announce the winners of these 4 jars of wonderful sauce from a local-ish supplier. This is a Sasquatch sauce, barbecue sauce. Here is the Kraken sauce, cocktail sauce, and included in this set is Sasquatch sauces, the hot sauce. So this 3 set of sauces will go to the winner tomorrow of the most likes on the NorthWest Digital News page. I'm Kevin Hunter with Chris Bornstedt. Thanks for joining us.